Any last words? Who the hell? Didn't know skags believed in hell. It's been a long road getting from there to here. It's been a long time. My time is gone. I will see my dreams come alive at last. I will touch the sky. I'm not gonna hold you down no more. No, they're not gonna change my mind. I got faith, I'm a promise. Go on, the heart will take me. I got faith to believe I can do anything. I got strength, I'm a soul. No one's gonna bend or break me. I can reach and stop. I've got faith. I've got faith. Into the heart. Hey.
Who's paying for the box? I hope you're not planning to bury him in the cemetery.
These people don't bury their dead. But I wouldn't expect you to know that.
I'm sorry I didn't get there in time to stop.
The difference would be made.
You've gotten to try.
The same people that lynched him would have been sitting on the children.
Bethany, he killed a man. Self-defense or not, that's a hanging offense for a skag. What have you got?
I've confirmed that they're human. Their DNA is a perfect match.
Looks pretty authentic, yeah. Right down with the platoons and the hangings. If these people are from Earth, how the hell did they get here? Archer Enterprise report.
We've scanned 90% of the surface. The human settlements are clustered within a few hundred kilometers of your location. About 6,000 people.
And the aliens?
Fewer than 1,000. Their closest encampment is 10 kilometers northwest of your present position.
Any signs of technology? Energy signatures, vessels?
None, sir. Our quantum scans put the earliest structures at over 250 years old.
That sounds about right.
But they're all constructed of materials indigenous to the planet.
Acknowledged.
You should go check out that alien settlement, see what you can find. There's no telling how anyone would react if they find out who we really are. Keep a low profile. Yes, sir.
It's a good episode. I like this one. Actually makes some kind of sense.
Morning. Happy folks? I hope so. Need a horse. What happened to yours? Surgery? Come on, wait for the next car. How'd you get here?
Our horses perished several miles north of your town from heat exhaustion.
Yeah. You're lucky the sunvipers didn't get you. Or those skags.
I'm just trying to figure out where one of the characters goes on my picture.
From here? 4 years old. Good stuff. $20. She's yours. Sounds kind of steep. Suppose you'd be interested in the trade. Depends what you got trade. Haven't seen one of these in years.
I know it's not worth the horse, but we won't need it for a couple hours. We just want to ride out, grab our gear, we'll be back before you know.
I think I'm just going to do detailing. I don't think I'm going to do anything super special.
How about I leave my gun for collateral?
Here's the deal. Buddy. Go on. Wander.
Do you have any experience riding these animals?
I've seen every John Ford Western.
Who?
Look, how hard can it be? Better hold on.
Afternoon.
We're gonna get you.
I sit down. I was hoping I could sit here for a while so it cools down.
Oh, he's cute.
Folks on the house.
Thanks.
Where you headed?
My brother's got a ranch down south.
The bartender.
Set me up with some work.
What's your razor? Blue horns?
How'd you know?
The land down there is not good for much else. See resemblance?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very cute.
Yeah, I do. You're not telling me you're related to Cooper Smith.
These my ancestors.
I'll be damned.
Yeah. You're looking at the only direct descendant of the man who overthrew the Skags.
I bet you got some stories.
Got a few I can tell you.
Friends of yours.
Not particularly.
How about a little service?
What'll it be?
Anything but that rock gut you was pouring yesterday. Why don't you join us?
No, I'm not allowed to do that, Mr. Benny.
It's Deputy Benny. I can bend a local ordinance if I choose.
This is trouble.
I imagine you could use a drink after what happened last night. Let's raise a glass to the dearly departed. That's kept. Rank up. I thought you people could hold your liquor. Your friend had a few in him the night he killed Clay Stanton. He didn't drink. Beg your pardon? I better get back to it. Oh, no. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think I heard you right. You're telling me that a sober skag had the nerve to shoot a man? I find that hard to believe. Maybe you can demonstrate.
It's just like a Western.
Pick it up. Shoot me. Right here. Between the eyes. This is your golden opportunity. Don't pass it up. I know you'd like to kill me. That's what all you skags want, isn't it? Go ahead. Well, maybe you need to finish that drink first.
Excuse me. You gotta get some more coffee before you shoot him.
Who the hell are you?
Name's Archer.
Well, Mr. Archer.
I thought you were going to do the whole Jonathan Archer thing.
I don't like being interrupted in the middle of a conversation.
I'll keep that in mind. Is there a problem here?
I was just having a drink with our friend Dressick, and this gentleman decided to butt in.
I saw you this morning at the Undertaker's. What's your business here? Just passing through town. Just skag in front of you.
Just wanted him to get me a cup of coffee.
It's a little hot for coffee today, don't you think? Maybe you're right.
Details.
Okay.
Teeth, I got your teeth on my crocodile.
Keep an eye on it. Make sure you're
I kind of figured nobody would be awake, but it's okay.
And Bennett, leave the skag alone.
I'd estimate this vessel's been here for at least 2 centuries.
Where are you going?
The captain said to learn whatever we could.
He also said to keep a low profile.
I plan to.
And then start over.
What do you want?
My name's Jonathan Archer. I saw you this morning, here for that man's casket.
I don't know where you're from, Mr. Archer. But around here, no one refers to Miss Gilgarn as a man. You'll excuse me?
Can I help you with that?
I'll manage.
It's no trouble.
I'll ask you again. What do you want?
I'd like to learn more about the Skagarans.
No one knows about the Skagarns.
There aren't any where I'm from.
Where's that?
Up north? Quite a ways.
Certain people have their way. There wouldn't be any around here either. I heard about what you did in the saloon today. Deputy Bennings has a nasty temper. Well, how would you risk getting thrown in jail? It'd be worse.
I don't think that Gagarin's life is any less valuable than mine.
So, what do you want with me?
Well, you are the teacher around here, aren't you?
The first Gagarin I ever saw was today, lying in that coffin.
Seems I'd be more likely to get the truth from you than from the men who put him there.
Would you like to meet more with them?
Ow. Don't really have much to say. Oh, fuck. I don't know what's wrong with my leg. It's annoying me.
Sorry.
Bethany, these are the friends I told you about.
You're from up north, too? That's correct.
Super North.
The children will be here soon. You said you wanted to learn something, Mr. Archer. Welcome to Site to the Lesson.
Thanks. It's kind of late at night to be teaching school.
It's illegal to teach Gagarin.
Shit. What's left of it?
We found this in the data module.
Let's go back to Enterprise, see what you can sell. Yeah, come on with it. I'm gonna miss my first day of school.
Nine times 12. 631. You're out.
9 times 12 equals 108.
That's right. You're doing very well with your multiplication tables. Tomorrow night, we'll start with something a little more challenging. Long division. Brett, collect the slates, please. I brought a friend with me who'd like to learn more about your people. Who can tell Mr. Archer how the humans and the Gagarins came to live together? Elia?
Our ancestors took the humans from their planet and brought them here
And why did they do that?
to make them work.
The humans didn't want to work for the Gagarins, did they?
No, we didn't.
Going home now. Go on. It's all right.
I tried to warn you, Bethany. Teaching Skags is a crime. You know that.
No one is being hurt here.
So you say. But I'm afraid the law is the law.
I thought you could ban the local ordinances.
That's true. But this is one I have no intention of bending.
Get away from me.
Sheriff gave you a chance to leave town. You should have taken it.
Oh, good. Tasks. Multiple.
Best I can do.
Thanks. What's going to happen to you now?
Don't worry. It's the first time the sheriff and I haven't seen eye to eye.
You didn't get to finish your lesson. I'd like to hear the rest.
You know the story, everyone does.
Everyone seems to have their own version. Curious to hear the way you teach it to the Skidara. That wreck at their settlement, was that their ship?
They used it 300 years ago to go to Earth, bring our ancestors back here. They were building colonies, they needed workers.
You mean slaves?
It was a terrible time.
Tell me about Cooper Smith.
That's where the stories differ somewhat. To the humans, he's a folk hero, our liberator. I'm sure that's what you were taught. But the Skagarans, they call him Rockdar. It means butcher. He and his men burned the Skagaran ship, destroyed their weapons. They murdered most of them, entire families. Have you heard that version? Smith wrote the first laws.
I'm so annoyed. I can't get this one tiny
You didn't marry?
bit of this picture working.
They could never enslave the humans again.
Oh, hi.
Said I just
Oh,
about it.
and they're gone.
Remnant weddings are happy to carry on the tradition.
Hi, bye.
Sheriff wants to talk to you.
Not talk. It's my one weakness.
Care for a shave, Mr. Archer?
No thanks.
You sure? There's nothing like a barber shave to make a man feel civilized.
I feel civilized enough.
Suit yourself. Thanks, Harry. Anytime, Sheriff. Have a seat. Cigar and whiskey. It's illegal, but I let Henry keep a bottle around for pulling teeth.
I'm being attacked by a
That's a
fly.
hell of a wall.
I feel like I'm being attacked by a fly.
I thought you were heading south to raise blue horns.
That's the plan.
Then maybe you can tell me why you were out in Skagtown in the middle of the night.
That a crime?
My deputy says you and Miss Bethany were teaching those children. That's a crime.
But if I decided to lynch a Skidara, that'd be legal.
The law was laid down a long time ago to protect men like you and me.
You're me.
Children.
You really want those children to learn how to read, how to do their numbers, and then maybe they can learn about how they used to be in charge around here. How they had guns that could kill a man with a beam of light, and the human beings were nothing but their labor force, their property. Is that what you want those children to learn, Mr. Archer?
You're judging them on something that happened over 200 years ago.
And it's my job to make sure it never happens again. I'm not saying it's fair. It's just the way it's always been. I expect you to be out of town in an hour.
I kind of like the sheriff.
What's going to happen with that?
She's been warned. She knew the consequences. Minimum sentence is 10 years.
Where's that courthouse? Sorry, my chair's just been really stupid because basically this armrest has been flattened because I keep resting on it.
Several of
So
them
the
were
padding
damaged,
is
but
gone.
managed to access some of the logs. I'm still working on the translation, sir.
I'm trying to turn around the internal padding.
I was on my way out of town and realized I forgot something.
Nice. Right. Character design.
What are you doing? It's called the jailbreak where I come from.
It's called that here, too. Where do you expect me to go?
Go to settlements. I'm sure they can use a good teacher.
Things will be different there.
Maybe not, but you won't be spending 10 years in prison.
Glosses. Got your glosses.
Who's Archer?
They couldn't have gotten far. Get Nash and Franklin.
Archer Enterprise. What the thing we're going to make this? They're two of us. Drop that, whatever it is.
Wait, it's not P again. Whoever it is that keeps peeing outside of my office. I mean, unfair. The atmosphere on the planet's green.
Did anyone see you transport?
I didn't exactly have time to find a secluded spot.
These are volatile and suspicious people. Your disappearance may have consequences.
I've removed the projectile, but her injuries were extensive. Will she make it?
She got hit in the leg.
There are a few things about her physiology I still don't understand. What do you mean? Aren't you familiar with this woman's ancestry? The cranial genes are recessive, which explains her human appearance. My guess is they came from her maternal grandmother. She's 1/4 Gagarin.
You heard the story, same as me. Cooper Smith said the Skags could move through thin air from one place to another.
Maybe you ought to get your eyes checked, Bennings. Archer's a human.
He's working with them.
You don't know that.
What was he doing out in Skagtown? Why'd he stick up for Drasic in the saloon yesterday?
Because you were being a horse's ass.
Who's he talking to? On that little box he had. It was the Skags. They helped him escape. This is what we were afraid of, Mac. They try to take over again. It's time to put an end to this.
You have something in mind.
I see we ride out there tonight, burn them out. I guarantee you there'll be plenty of volunteers.
Now you listen to me. I'm not going to murder those people just because some stranger spooked you with a parlor trick. Now, if I get some proof that the Skagarans are up to something, I'll take care of it.
Yeah, anyway.
You've always been too soft on them, man.
And you've always harassed them while I look the other way. And that's going to change right now. As long as you work for me, our job is to enforce the law. Understood?
Understood.
story she told you was basically true, Captain. The Skagara ship brought them here to provide labor for a colony they were trying to establish. They apparently found the humans suited to survive in this environment. There are a lot of reports of disciplinary problems, and 6 months after they arrived, the laws ended.
They kidnapped the wrong people. So what do? They're humans. We can't just leave them here. Can't transport 6,000 people back to Earth. Once we've dealt with the Zindi, we'll come back here.
How did the Zindi not find these people?
For now, they deserve to know that Earth hasn't abandoned them.
First contact. Nice. Just pushing this now.
We need to talk. And you were born there? I was born in upstate New York. Spent most of my adult life in San Francisco, though. You heard of San Francisco? Pacific Coast. Why didn't you tell us who you were? Wasn't sure how you'd react. We thought we'd better get the lay of the land first. No, I can't say I blame you. And part of me never believed Earth even existed. I thought it was something people made up because they couldn't stand living here. You taking us back? You can't. Not right now. Anyway, our ship isn't big enough. Someday we'll come back for you. You realize it's not the same world your ancestors left. A lot's changed in 300 years. You're telling me. We've moved past things like intolerance, prejudice.
The Skagarans abducted my ancestors, Captain. Turned them into slaves.
That was a long time ago.
Now, we tend to have long memory when it comes to that sort of thing.
Wow.
Captain's been in there quite a while.
I imagine the sheriff has enough questions.
We did what we had to do.
I understand. But if you do make it back to Earth, you're going to have to leave all that behind.
It's all right. These folks aren't going to hurt anybody.
This is my first officer to Hall. She's from a planet called Vulcan.
Pleased to meet you. Dr. Fox reports that his patient
Man.
is feeling like that.
Good.
I do love the
I thought we'd bring
Wow.
Mr. McCree.
Have your men drop those guns.
Let's talk this through, Bennings.
I never was one to talk.
This is a coup.
Trust me, you don't want to pick a fight with us, Deputy.
You should have thought of that before you threw in with the skags.
We're not taking sides here.
Then where'd you get that machine and those weapons?
These people are from Earth, Bennings.
Earth. You're lying.
I can prove it to you. Just give me a chance.
Cool.
Light up the fire.
We're good at laying down fire. Lay down some fire. Okay. Fine, man. See, what's really scary is that these people think that these people, the other people that are getting shot, are dead. They think that when they get hit by these things, that they're dead.
Stay back. I'll kill her. Secure the area. Find the captain.
Like shooting Paul and stunning him. Does that mean that basically, like, he wouldn't have had the time to basically he wouldn't have had the time to react. He could have easily shot her, even though she was shot as well.
We're up too high to see it, but the town is down there. Toward the right edge of that mountain range. How you feeling?
I feel fine. Not even a scar.
Dr. Phlox does excellent work.
You must think we're barbaric. All the things humanity's accomplished, building ships like this, traveling to other worlds, and we're still down there shooting each other.
The progress on Earth, it didn't happen overnight.
But it was progress all the same. You've managed to change. We haven't. Even if you could take us back, I don't think we're ready.
It may be a while before we're able to start sending ships here. My guess is, by the time they arrive, they'll find things have changed.
I think you're giving us too much credit.
It's happening already. I spoke with McCready. He agrees that in light of recent events,
He's just a sheriff. He's not like the
some of
mayor.
your laws might be a little outdated.
Before people who travel through space to other planets, they have to get off the ground first. Almost 40 years after my human ancestors left Earth, two brothers from Ohio became the first human beings to build a successful flying machine. Their names were Orville and Wilbur Wright. Would anyone like to see a picture of their airplane? Well, here it is right here. Here's Wilbur Wright and his brother Wilbur.
It's kind of cute. The whole episode's kind of cute. Need to see a picture of a paw picture. But before I do that, I need to see a certain crocodile. And the upload is done. Bam bam. Beep 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 beep. I know the DT too well. Anyway, I'm just gonna blink and off. All the way up here.
The most difficult test facing any captain, any crew, is the loss of a shipment. We've come here to honor one of our own. The time we knew him, he showed us just how much one life can truly matter. We will never forget what he did for us, for the ship he loved so much. We will go forward with renewed determination to complete this mission, so that his sacrifice won't just have been for the people on this ship, but for all the citizens of Earth.
Oh my god, they killed off the trip.
It's been a long road, getting from there.
It's been a long time. My time is coming. I will see my dreams come alive at last. I will touch the sky. And you're not gonna hold me down no more. No, they're not gonna change my life. 'Cause I got faith at the heart. Go where my heart will take me. I've got faith to believe I can do anything. I've got strength of the soul. No one's gonna bend or break me. I can reach and fly. I've got faith. I've got faith into the heart. Hey, back to me.
We just reroute the system forms and press the antimatter stream before it reaches the injectors. That will stabilize the workflow. Every simulation I run comes back with the same result. We'll be able to cruise at warp 5.0 with no field fluctuation. I'm talking about a ride so smooth, you can build a house of cards in a warp reactor. If we can maintain high warp for extended periods, we can cover the expanse more quickly. Which boosts our chances of finding us a new weapon in time. To the left. Oh, sorry. You get me talking about the engine and I forget where I am. Don't know what it is about fine-tuning a piece of machinery. Lie on your back.
Ooh, they're doing sexy time.
Yeah.
All the time, the sexy time.
Sound a whole lot worse than it is. Advanced air pressure can cause great demand for fire. I have to say, so far it's a piece of cake. We haven't gotten to the more challenging postures. Well, I'm always up for a challenge. Breathe.
You breathe.
Talking to the bridge. Archer. We're all set down here. I'll need at least 4.9 to get the plasma hot enough to compress the stream.
Heard of Antratus 4.9? Yes, sir. .5, 4.6, 4.7, 4.8.
The one field is fluctuating.
4.3. Initialize extreme compression. That's a beautiful sound.
Gold fluctuations have dropped to zero.
We just got our second win.
It works.
Something's plugged in the intake manifolds.
Drop in pulse. That's pulse tail control. Trip status. I've got a primary injector flare. I'm shutting down. Isn't responding, Captain.
And now it's bad. Because of course it is.
The flare is causing a system-wide overload.
Oh, he's dead. Oh, he's so dead. He's super dead. Well, that's how he died. Oh, well. Yeah, I need to find a picker tool of a particular crocodile.
Control is still down. Analysis.
Some kind of polaric field, approximately 11,000 kilometers in diameter. Composition unknown. I'll need more time to complete a detailed scan.
Is that what stopped us?
It's a logical conclusion.
Keep scanning.
Numerous interstructure check, mostly minor except for one. LiveTUBBSart has been taking some value.
Report.
When we entered the field, nucleonic particles flooded the manifolds, causing the injector flare. If Commander Tucker hadn't shut down the reactor, we could have had a breach.
How much time before we get the engines back online?
We're still running diagnostics. The damage is significant. It could take weeks. Commander Tucker is going to have his hands full.
You'll be supervising our repairs. I've just come from sick bay. Trip's in a coma.
He's dead.
He has extensive neural damage.
He's super dead.
Dr. Flock says we have to prepare for the possibility that Trip won't survive.
But he's dead. Because I know he's dead. You know he's dead. He said earlier he's super dead. Super mega dead. There you are. I see you.
His conditions unchanged. I'd like to show you something. This is one of the more interesting members of my little menagerie.
Ah, cool
The
back.
Lycerian desert larvae. Its epidermal layer secretes a viral suppressant that I use as a salve for cuts and bruises. How does this relate to Trip? The larvae have another, somewhat more controversial property. When implanted with DNA from another species, it exactly replicates that species' life cycle, albeit at a rapidly accelerated rate. It becomes a clone, essentially, but one
A
that is born, grows
clone.
old, and dies in approximately 15 days. The Lycerians call them mimetic symbiotes. They're a closely guarded secret. Very few people know of their existence. And you want to do this with Trip?
Kind of.
Use his DNA to grow a symbiote, to harvest its neural tissue for a transplant. There's no guarantee that human DNA will stimulate the larva's growth cycle, but as it stands now, it may be Commander Tucker's only hope for survival. To ensure the tissue's compatibility, I'll have to wait until the symbiote reaches Commander Tucker's present physical age. Then I can excise the tissue from the non-critical region of the symbiote's cerebrum. It would experience no discernible side effects and should be able to live out its normal lifespan. Its 15-day lifespan.
I don't make this proposal lightly, Captain, but I'm obligated to provide you with all available options. Come in.
We sent out an EVT. We retrieved a sample of the substance accumulated in the hole. Multiple hits.
A person joined the chat and then basically disappeared. It's always weird.
It's composed of highly charged particles, mostly ferric ions. But there are
Okay.
several elements that we can't identify. And it's highly magnetic. So far, the danger to the ship seems negligible.
But the longer we remain in the field, the more these particles build up. Do whatever you have to do.
But we need to get those engines back online.
Understood. Regarding the Lysarian procedure Dr. Flux proposed, may I ask if you've reached a decision?
I approved it.
Are you aware that the Lysarian Prime Conclave has banned the creation of symbiotes?
We don't answer to the Lysarian Prime Conclave.
Symbiotes are living, conscious entities. We'll be growing a sentient being for the sole purpose of harvesting tissue.
I'm aware of the ethical implications. If we weren't in the Expanse, maybe my decision would be different. But we've got to complete this mission. Earth needs Enterprise. Enterprise needs truth. It's as simple as that.
I wonder what they use for the fake larvae thing.
Captain Star Wars.
It's a big
These
food
things are
cup
still down.
part of the thing.
Nucleonic particles continue to build up on the hull. It's been 2 days since Dr. Flux initiated the procedure before the symbiote. It's rather sensitive to light at this stage. Tomorrow morning, all is well, you'll have a healthy baby boy on our hands.
Dude, that's creepy. That's a creepy model.
Perfect genetic duplicate. Right down to the birthmark on his right side.
Certainly sounds healthy.
Hungry. Excuse me. Oh, it's been some time since I've had a newborn. Oh. I see I have lost my touch.
3 days ago, he was just another one of your creatures. Something you kept on a shelf.
He's certainly come a long way in a short time.
In a short time, he'll be a lot older. I just wonder where he's going with it.
Why not right here? I can't think of a more stimulating environment for a developing young mind. And I'll be able to keep a close watch on his development.
Sounds like you found yourself a new roommate.
Now all I need to do is find him a name. The crew's been offering suggestions, but nothing sounds right. Steven, Enrique, Dennis? You see my dilemma.
Okay, now I've just got to do a pull, and then I think I'm done. I'm ready to go with the main
Chief
event.
Medical Officer's log. After much deliberation, I have finally thought of a name for this newest addition to our crew. It's all right. It's all right. Lucky for me, Denobi levels require very little sleep. I'm at a loss to understand how you would adults endure the REM cycle interruptions that accompany the teething stage. Though I knew what to expect, I can't help but be astonished by Zim's rapid physical development. As a side note, I may have stumbled across an effective fertilizer for my Corsican fern.
Those who have never seen a living Martian can scarcely imagine the stray lore of its appearance.
That's very good.
Can we just skip to the part where the Martian machines attack?
We just showed you this book. How do you know about the Martian machines?
My mom read it to me.
Your mom?
Uh-huh. I think it's chapter 10.
It's become quite evident that Sim's remarkable scholastic progress goes far beyond an aptitude for learning. Remember anything that happened to Trip when Trip was this age. So the older he grows, the more of Trip's life he'll recall. There are some species that rely solely on genetic sequencing to pass on their cultural memories. Evidently, humans have a similar capacity. This could be an important discovery. Certainly possesses Commander Tucker's curiosity. This morning, he took apart my medical tricorder. He's starting to look like Trip. And he's beginning to ask questions. Where did I come from? Where is my mother and father? Why am I here? It's only been 3 days, and he's already beginning to realize how different he is. He's going to have to be told the truth soon. I gave the order that created it. I should be the one to explain why. Nothing Porthos likes more than dinner time.
Can he do any tricks?
I haven't taught him any. Mostly what he does is eat, sleep, and not fetch. Just fill it up halfway.
I used to have a dog. His name was Bedford. He was so big, I could ride him like a horse.
Is that right?
That's Ephraim Cocker. He invented warp drive.
That's right, he did.
Dr. Flott says your dad helped design the warp package.
That's a picture of him right there. And this is me on my first day of flight school.
Did you always want to be a starship captain?
As long as I can remember.
Why?
It's what I was meant to do.
But it's a fun job.
Okay, I'm done. I'm going to be doing the inking tomorrow. But right now, I am finished with the layout. I'm done.
That's right.
I was going to put more characters into it, but basically it never. Oh, wow, that was a mistake. I have an abscess on the back of my thigh.
My dad says I should be an engineer. My mom thinks I should study architecture. I want to do what you do.
Why do you have such an incredibly thick southern accent? I've heard people from Florida. They don't sound like this.
Oh, it's weird.
What?
My parents call me Trip. Everyone here calls me Sim. Where's my mom and dad? Are they back on Earth?
That's a little difficult to answer.
It's broken.
Nothing a little blue won't remedy. I crashed it plenty of times myself.
Sorry, I've got a really painful owie in the back of my thigh. Not on my butt, but on my thigh. Oh, why the fuck do I have abscess on the back of my thigh?
Okay.
You know what, fuck it. Let's just do it. Nope. It's not ready yet. I squeezed the fuck out of that thing. Oh well.
Yes.
So, that's I put a garden snake in Lucy's dollhouse. That was a thing.
We don't have genetic memory.
You're more than that. You have Trip's memories, but you also have your own memories
The ones you're making here on Enterprise.
How long have I lived here?
You were born only 4 days ago.
I feel older.
It's hard to understand. I know. There's part of you. Something inside you. The treatment needs. Dr. Flock is going to have to perform an operation.
Will it hurt?
It will. Lots. It hurts so much.
And Flock says that it's the truth.
Can we go fix Mama?
Sure.
Anyway, yep. The hour's gone.
Captain Starlog supplement. Enterprise has been incapacitated for
Hello.
7 days. During that time, Sim has practically become a member of the crew. I've assigned him to engineering, where he's been assisting T'Pol in the ongoing effort to repair the engines.
Goodbye.
Wave guides. The primary port bypass. I think I made some progress. This looks promising. They're showing a night at the opera tonight. Marx Brothers. One of you planning to go?
I'll be reviewing the field coil equations. They need to be finished in time for tomorrow's reactor test.
Oh. Well, what about her? You want to grab a bite?
I appreciate the offer, but I'm afraid I have to work late into the evening. Ensign Massaro is running a diagnostic on the plasma assembly. I'd like you to assist her.
Yes, ma'am. It's become different, isn't it? The reason you don't want to do anything with me? I guess it must be weird, being with someone like me. 5 days ago, I was wearing diapers.
I simply believe that our attention should be focused on the ship's engines.
I'm a fucking Vulcan. Why does no one understand this?
I probably won't be around after the current situation's resolved.
Archer, T'Pol.
Go ahead.
Would you please come to my ready room?
On my way. Warp drive should be functional in 2 weeks.
I'm afraid that won't be soon enough.
Sooner,
According to Malcolm, the accumulation on the hull is generating a diamagnetic field. It's having a dampening effect. The more the particulate builds up, the more powerful the field becomes. In another 4 days, every system on the ship will be offline. If we don't make it out of here by then, we'll never
Oh, dead! Like super dead.
Key lime pie. I suddenly realized that's my favorite dessert. I don't know why.
Do these memories just come to you?
The older I get, the more I remember. Like I lived this whole other life.
I guess if it was like, if it was part of the weird larvae,
Yeah, I did.
like it.
Do you think it's possible to redirect the phase cannon so they can fire back off the hull? Yes, it does. Well, I want to try and blast off enough of that particulate so we can open up the launch bay doors. If someone I'm getting somewhere. All we need to do is build up enough momentum to get the ship out of here, right? Right. Well, we've got 2 perfectly good engines sitting in the launch bay. If we string a couple of raptor lines between the shuttle pods and the ship, we can tow ourselves from here. The shuttle pods don't generate that kind of thrust. We'd never build up enough momentum to get clear of the field in time. Leave that to me. Did you have a chance to look at my calculations?
I reviewed them thoroughly.
That was stupid.
A fusion overflight has never been attempted with a shuttlecraft engine.
That doesn't mean it won't work.
I agree. Despite the risks, I believe it's our best option.
So you're going to recommend the plan to the captain?
I already have. there something else?
Can I have sex with you?
You and Trip used to spend a lot of time here together.
I was instructing him in the practice of Vulcan neuropressure.
I remember. You were lying right there, working the neural nodes on each other's feet, talking about the warp engines. I was hoping to modify them.
How Commander Tucker was hoping to modify.
Right. Commander Tucker. You know, he was really starting to enjoy the sessions with you.
They were helping him sleep.
I'm not sure that's the only reason.
What do you mean?
Was there ever anything between you and Trip?
If you're referring to a romantic relationship, no.
The reason I ask is, well, you're all I think about, if you know what I mean. And I'm not talking about an acid crush. That was 2 days ago. This is much more serious, the way I feel about you. Anyway, what's driving me crazy is I don't know if these feelings are mine or his.
I can't answer that.
I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable.
I'm not uncomfortable.
I just thought I should tell you this. I still have a chance. Come in. I want to pilot one of the shuttle pods. That's out of the question. It's my plan. I think I should have a say in how it's implemented.
This is a dangerous procedure. You've never flown a shuttle pod before.
Yes, I have. Trip has thousands of hours of flying time, and I have his memories.
I can't jeopardize this ship on the strength of those memories. Mayweather and Reed will pilot the shuttle pods. I want you to coordinate from the bridge. Paul will assist you.
You're worried something will happen to me, aren't you? You want to make sure I'm around because you need part of my brain.
Yeah.
That's part of it. So your concern for my safety is really about saving Trip.
My main concern is that this plan won't. If we don't make it out of here in the next 6 hours, it won't matter whether Trip survives or not. We'll all be dead.
I've realigned the targeting scanners. They're set for close proximity.
His cannons are charged and ready.
Try the doors.
They're still frozen.
Frozen doors.
Structured shuttle pods 1 and 2. We're clear to launch.
Acknowledged. Shuttle pod 2 acknowledged.
Whenever you're ready.
Set the overrun ratio. We'll start at 0.175. Acknowledged. 0.175. Prepare to initiate on my mark. Now. 1,000 kilobytes. Let's make her holding steady.
I'm reading 0 forward momentum.
2,500 kilobytes.
We're still not moving.
Increase the overburn ratio another 30%. Captain.
Go ahead.
Increasing 30%. I've got a temperature warning light. I'm reading 500 degrees above critical.
No, dear.
Systems are overloading.
Sim, a few more seconds.
They won't last a few seconds.
George, Archer to the shuttle pods.
So I say that should totally work. Why is it not working?
0.62 kilometers per hour.
Kilometers per hour and accelerating. How much do we need?
At this speed, we'll emerge from the field in 6.1 hours.
That's good enough. Archer to shuttle pods 1 and 2. Come on home. Well done. Thanks, Captain. You wanted to see me?
There's been a development.
I'm listening.
Sim won't survive the transplant.
You told me you could remove the tissue without harming him.
That assessment was based on symbiotes grown from mycelium and DNA. My tests on Sim show that human-based symbiotes are not as resilient. If I excise the quantity of neural tissue I need to save Commander Tucker, Sim will die. I'm sorry, Captain.
He's obviously upset. It's just, it's not
give up my life. I've only got 5, 6 days left anyway. That isn't how we see it. Let me ask you something, Doc. When you researched Lycerian larvae, did you come across any references to the Valandran Circle?
Lycerian scientists who conducted illegal experiments on symbiotes. They claimed to have developed an enzyme that stopped the rapid aging process.
Is there any truth to it? Why do you think he kept it a secret?
Doctor, the enzyme is experimental, with very little empirical evidence to suggest that it works. That's why I didn't mention it.
There's not much evidence, but it exists. The fact is, I may not have to grow old and die in a week. There's a chance that I can live out a normal lifespan. I can't change what happened to him. But maybe I can change what's going to happen to me. Come in. How long have you been staying here? I was on the way to my room last night. I came here instead.
bullshit.
These are trip quarters, which is where I belong. I have his memories. I have his feelings. I have his bottles. How am I not tripped? Commander Tucker is lying in sick bay. Then what am I? Just something you grew in a lie. Does that make it easier for you to condemn me to death? If you refuse to go through with this, you'll be condemning Trip to death. Put him in a coma? No. But you could save him. In a way, I will. By saving myself.
Flock says there's almost no chance that the enzyme will work.
My life is at stake. Any chance is worth taking, but at what cost?
It'll take a day to synthesize the enzyme. By that time, your neural tissue won't be compatible with Trip's anymore. You'll die.
I know.
I can't let that happen.
So what are you going to do? Cut me down to sick bay? Force me onto a biobed at gunpoint?
If you truly have all of Trip's memories, you know the answer to that.
I don't have to tell you what's at stake.
He's crazy enough.
Complete this mission. And to do that, I need Trip. Trip. I'll take
take whatever steps necessary to save him. Even if it means killing me. Even if it means killing you.
Wow.
You're not a murderer. Don't make me one. I was wondering if there's anything I could still do. Maybe there's a panel I could install or something. I've got a few hours to kill before my operation.
You wish to spend your last hours in engineering?
Why not? The two things I care about most are in this room.
If you'd like, the A3 injector port needs replacing.
Wow.
I'll get right on it.
Oh, Seagull. Interesting.
What's the problem? So all three rats of the launch bay controls was shut out. March for the launch bay. Come in.
Captain, I'm reading one person there.
I was all ready to do it. I stopped you. Where the hell was I going to go? Nowhere near any habitable planet. I really want to spend the rest of my life looking around the shuttle pod. It doesn't even have any toilet facilities.
Yes, it does.
Imagine a lousier way to spend your old age. Hooked up in that thing. Peeing in a bottle. Actually, I can't imagine a worse fate. What would that be? Being stuck in there with Malcolm. Damn. This is a screwed up situation. I can't argue with you there. A lifetime in 8 days. It's not that I'm scared of dying. It's just that I can't imagine not being here tomorrow.
That's kind of how I see it. It's kind of how I see death. So I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with my fucking
You know what
life.
really set up me? What? My sister. And she
Oh,
was my sister.
hi viewers. You see me just before I'm gonna go, which
I
is
don't want what happened to her
typical.
happen to anyone else.
Because this episode's soon to be over.
That's why I gave the order.
I'm about to leave for a few hours.
Do me a favor when this is over. If Commander Tucker decides to do any more modifications to the engines, tell him to watch his ass.
Oh, come on. I'm trying to get the padding to turn around. I wish there was a way to unhook it and then basically just like take it out.
Yes?
I've got to manipulate it.
On my way.
Oh, Paul's giving him a send-off. That's sweet.
I just wanted to say,
As much as I don't like the actual person, I kind of don't have anything against Trip.
how much it will affect me.
I appreciate that. All in all, I guess I've had a pretty good life.
Okay, this is not working. It's just broken. I need a new armrest. I might just take them off completely. My thighs and my love handles kind of like keep brushing up against the fucking armrest. This one I can take off completely sometimes, and I do. I wish I could replace it with this.
Don't need to apologize. You're serious. See, I don't just remember Trip's childhood. I remember mine. Being a damn good father. What a damn good son.
You said to me once that commanding a starship was what you were meant to do. I guess this is what I was meant to do. Good luck. Thanks.
Can we please just get on with it, honestly? I don't speak Spanish. I don't know what that means. Ah, I'm getting somewhere. I'm getting somewhere. It's working.
We will never forget what he did for us, for the ship.
This might be a disaster.
We will go forward with renewed determination to complete this mission, so that his sacrifice won't just have been for the people on this ship.
How can you never get that? How can you never get that? I don't speak Spanish. And I'm just going to jettison him into outer space. No, they shot him into a star. That's worse. Nope, I don't get it. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying. You have to try running a translation. Okay, I've got it all except for the back. Try running it through translation and try talking. Try English. Oh, come on! It's stuck on the back. It's stuck inside somehow. Well, I think that's the best I'm going to get. Oh, it's like a new armrest. Oh, it's so much better. Except for the back. I think that's where it's actually like fused somehow. Fucking armrest. Oh no! There we go. New. Basically a new armrest. All I did was I flipped it around. Oh. Oh yeah. That's better. So it used to be like this one. It's feel flat. But the inside is like a separate padding. And all I did was I kind of like moved this side underneath inside of the padding. So now this thing is properly aligned, which makes me happy. One, I don't speak Spanish. I'd love to talk to you, but I can't because I don't speak Spanish. Try harder. I know you're trying, but try just a little bit harder. Nope. Well then, bye. Anyway, if anybody that's watching the playback and isn't in the chat, because there isn't anybody else here, I don't think. Thanks for watching the playback. I hope this was entertaining of some kind. So that I basically did it this time, but I just I couldn't sleep, and yeah, it was just kind of a thing I did this morning when I needed to actually get some stuff done. So yeah, but I will be back. I will be basically trying to do some. I'm going to be doing a lot of uploading and stuff tomorrow over on the LiveTUBBSart channel. So that'll be fun. And yeah. It's been a weird. It's been a weird, quiet morning. Weird and quiet at the same time. I don't know how that's possible, but that's what's been happening. Like, literally nobody watched this, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. It's just this kind of like, it's not really a watch along, unless you watch it along with me. But you know what I mean. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow will be better. For today, since it's basically daytime for me, although incredibly cloudy. I'm kind of a bit concerned about that because it might rain and shit. Oh well. Oh, how's the upload doing? I think this is going to be the last upload to Pornhub for tonight. Yeah. Well, bye. And even though there's nobody here, belly rubs. Oh, belly stretch. A belly salute. I'll catch you all tomorrow. I would wait for somebody to say bye, but I can't do that because, like I said, no one here. So, toodles.